Welcome to On the Hill Podcast.
All right, and I guess we're live, man. What's up?
Back on the hill.
Back on the hill. We got special guests up in here tonight.
I am on the hill.
So go ahead and let me tell a little backstory if you don't mind.
All right.
Make sure you're close to that microphone. Don't pull the doctor's
Mistake.
I mean, doctors talk with their hands and stuff,
Right.
So, and
Yeah,
they
be
work
close
with their
to-
hands too.
You just got to be close to the mic.
So this guy who just say your name for the crew.
Cory McCulley.
Cory McCulley. Good to have you on the show, man.
Good to be here.
So Cory, he was a recruit. I guess how long? What you graduated? What a year ago? December of 22.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was working at the academy, and he was one of the recruits.
Mm-hmm.
So we're here to talk about different stuff, and we'll get into that later. But so it's not unusual, I guess. And you're in the military. We're getting to that too.
Yep.
But essentially, other than tonight when he said his name just right before we started the show, he said, my wife said, "Hey, your son Eric is here and Cory." I'm like, "Who the fuck is Cory?" I thought maybe I was trying to think like who you had a friend named Cory. He's like, "Nah," and I was like, "Oh shit, I never knew the cat's first name, man."
Well, that's because at the academy you guys go by last name.
Yeah, we always just go by last name. In fact, when I was in Petersburg, I worked with a guy for 10 years, almost 10 years, before he went to the Border Patrol. Last name was Goopel.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody said, "Hey, Tony." I was like, "Who the hell is Tony?" And it was that joker. I said, he didn't look like a Tony at all.
You had no idea.
I had no idea, man. His name was Tony. Didn't give a shit neither. But anyway, that's just how it was. We always go by last. Y'all were the same way in the military, right?
Yep.
All right, before we start, can I add? I want you to be able to talk, man. But we got a special guest in the studio tonight. I want to introduce him to you. That's Freddie Mercury right
God
there.
damn it.
Freddie
Yeah.
Mercury and Stone Cold, and I'm in the middle of it.
Yeah. See, man, you thought you were coming to
Stuck in the middle.
You coming to the hill to see Biggie and Little League, but damn, you're actually between Stone Cold Steve Austin and Freddie Mercury, man.
I'm either going to get a lullaby or stunned.
Can I change it to like, what's up, Anchorman? Will Ferrell did that movie?
Will Ferrell.
You look kind of like the. You don't look like Ron Jeremy. That's a whole nother.
Nah, I don't want to be that.
The dude he almost looked like. What's the guy's name for the Chili Peppers, man?
Anthony.
Yeah.
On the wrestling track, I'm probably fat enough to beat Bubba Ray Dudley.
So if I was Stone Cold, we'd slam you, and then when you woke up, Freddie Mercury would be singing to you.
Yep.
We'll
throw you some Diet Cokes.
Alcohol free.
So we got Cory in the house, man. We got Cory in the house. So where'd you grow up, man? What's the deal, man?
So I grew up in Mechanicsville.
Damn.
My whole life. Went to Lee Davis, now Mechanicsville High School, when there was still a redneck row and people brought shotguns to school.
Damn. So what year did you graduate, though?
2009.
2009.
2009,
Wow.
yep. Graduated in 2009. My dad grew up in Hopewell. My mom grew up right around here, close to the hill, went to Thomasdale.
Damn, really?
Yep. So
What year did she graduate?
I don't know. She's 58.
Bro, I better
y'all
know your
close.
damn mama, dude. I graduated in 87, dude.
Sue Hendricks.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I'll have to tell you out the air about that.
All those jokes in the academy were true.
I don't. I'd have to look at a year, but I'm kidding about that. So, will your mom watch this?
No.
Okay.
She can barely check her email.
Hendricks, but I definitely the Hendricks
Do
name.
you recognize the last name?
Oh yeah. Well, Ducey's last name is Hendricks.
Oh, yeah. That's true. He went to Dale, right?
Yeah.
Do you know a Duty?
No, I
You
don't.
know David Hendricks?
David.
I
That's
don't.
Yeah, because he's local, too. Is he 55, 56?
He's in his 50s. Yeah. So he's if I'm 50, I'll be 55 Wednesday, brother.
Yeah, so.
God damn.
You supposed to say happy birthday, man. Fucker.
Well, I mean, I didn't bring any cake.
No, just I gotta say it's happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Early birthday.
So,
Not yet.
So anyway, so Ducey's probably like 50 now, I guess. So
I have no
she's
idea.
probably a little bit older. His mom is.
Yeah. That's crazy though.
Yeah, that's such a small world.
Where'd you go to high school?
I went to Lee Davis.
Oh, Lee Davis.
But his mom went to Thomasdale, and your dad grew up in Hopewell.
Yep, my dad went to Hopewell.
Damn.
I was born in Hopewell.
But you were born in Petersburg.
Well, I grew up in Hopewell for a year and a half.
Yeah. So you were born. Oh shit! Wait a minute.
No,
Damn.
I was not born in Petersburg.
I was born in Petersburg, dude. You were born in Chippenham.
Yeah.
How do we
I was
get on
born in
this?
Chippenham.
Were you really?
Yeah.
There we go.
Damn.
My parents, when I was born, my parents lived off Hopkins Road.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, we lived in the well. Then we moved to the hill.
We lived at 224 South 17th Avenue, man. Hopewell, baby.
Just give it away.
Yep.
All right, so let's start a little bit before. So you got any brothers or sisters?
Yeah, I got a brother, and then I have a half sister. She's in her 40s.
You the youngest?
I am the youngest.
Hang on. How old are you then?
I'm 32.
Let's take it.
I'm 32.
He's good.
Think he's good?
Yeah.
Earlier,
Everybody can hear him.
Before he started, he was like, testing the limits, man. So, when I met McCulley, I'm sitting this close to you, man, even though you sat in the front row the whole 6 months. I had to move into the front row. Like in class.
Couldn't see or just.
No, just,
Couldn't stay awake.
couldn't stay awake. Couldn't keep my mouth shut.
Yeah, he's in the back cutting up. I mean, I liked him right off the bat, but hey, act like I didn't like you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I did that to everybody, I think. Most everybody. But anyway, but sitting this close to him now and with these special lights, he's a good looking man right here, man.
Yeah.
He is smooth looking, bro.
I can't imagine him in uniform.
Damn, I'm telling you, man. Dude, when I saw him today, I was like, I got, a little something.
Was
Yeah,
it the
I mean-
first name too?
Yeah.
Well, it was like a first date because I didn't know his first name.
Yeah. And it was just like, oh.
I mean, yeah, I was like, who is this? I mean, and then I was taken back to like when remember the first time you meet somebody, and usually a dude is pretty like, yeah, whatever. But I felt like I just met a chick, dude. That's how good looking you are.
Yeah, man. I got the.
That shit took my breath away.
I got some of the other recruits proactive. Cleaned it up a little bit.
Oh, okay. I
Damn.
didn't know what that meant at first.
I was like, wait a minute, what? All right, so anyway, we just having some fucking fun. So this thing may never even air, man.
On the hill and off the rails.
Must be off the hill episode.
Yeah, so we're thinking about breaking our show. It's called Off the Hill.
I'm all for that.
Yeah. All right, so you got a brother who's older, a half sister.
Yeah. So my brother's 30. He'll be 36 August 10th. And then my sister's like 43-ish.
Oh, you said you're 32?
I'm 32, yep.
It's all these August babies.
Damn,
I was
know.
born in February.
Okay.
The oddball.
Yeah, because you're August 9th. Mom's August 6th.
Yep.
Your sister's August. You said 10th.
My brother.
Your brother
is
August 10th.
Yep.
Damn.
My boss's birthday was today. That's crazy.
Leos unite. Welcome to the Lion's Den, son.
The Lion's Den.
Hard charger.
We're gonna change that poster. We're gonna bring back the old "If you're comfortable, you're wrong."
Oh, there we go. Was that one of his slogans?
Among many, yeah.
Among many.
Your class wasn't the one that was like, what was your class slogan? I gave you a slogan. Was that your class?
I want what I want. But here's the best
know
thing.
about that one.
I don't even know if he knows this, but the best thing is he comes in and tells us we have to come up with a motto. And it was pretty well established that I was the class clown.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
everyone, when I started talking, everyone didn't know what was about to happen. Like even the people in the class, the other recruits.
Yeah.
And they were like, we got to come up with a motto. And everyone's like trying to come up with like these police mottos, like things that sound super cool.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, it should just be because Stone Cold said so. like that's a real slogan off of WWE.
Yeah.
Right? He looks like Stone Cold, especially when he had like just a goatee
yeah.
and it was real short.
Yeah.
You know, and I told him on multiple occasions, like, hey, if we go running, do you need knee braces? You know, like, like, hey, I know you don't drink anymore. Can I just bring you some Diet Cokes?
Yeah.
Just throw them from the back of the classroom. Then he moved me up front. You know, so I voted because Stone Cold said so. That was the motto, and
it didn't get the vote.
It didn't get the vote because everyone was like, We'll be outside. We'll be outside doing the 2 mile run or something. And I was like, okay, it'll still be hilarious. We can laugh the whole time we're doing it.
Yeah.
Well, somebody sent me the video of you throwing me. You played the video when I came in the room.
Oh yeah. The
Stone
glass
Cold.
shattering. Yeah.
You showed me that video.
Yeah, I can't remember who sent it to me. But anyway, it doesn't matter. And I was like, fuck it. I'm just gonna go ahead and play it out.
Well, it's not the first time.
Yeah.
We used to go to the gym in the mornings, and the guys there, when he wasn't there, they're like, "Where's Stone Cold at this morning?" It's like, who the hell is that?
Stone Cold said so.
Yeah, they still ask. Like
Stone Cold.
Mm-hmm. Like Miguel asked, he's like, "Where's Stone Cold at?"
Damn, I'm gonna be back.
So I mean, I don't know how old you are.
I'm 27.
But you kind of grew up in the Attitude area of WWF.
Yeah.
So you know, it was in my childhood, you know, to be like, you know, I used to get popped in the mouth. I would go up to my mom and be like, "You said what?" You know, like I was Stone Cold. You know,
That's awesome.
The first time I ever like got whooped as a teen. Mm-hmm. You know, I stood up on those old timber fences, you know, that had the chicken wire with the 3 posts.
Yep.
I stood up on top of them, and I told this kid across like 2 houses down, I said, "You know what, Eddie? You can suck it." and my dad was a cop, and he worked midnights. And I think I got more in trouble for waking him up from yelling 3 yards down than I did for imitating DX.
I didn't know your dad was a cop.
Yep.
Oh, damn. Is that what made you want to be a cop?
Yeah, so I mean, we.
So where was he a cop in Henrico or something?
So he started at Chesterfield Sheriff's Office, then he went to the Capitol,
right?
And then he went to the airport. Then he went to Kings Mill Golf Course after he retired, and now he works at Zip Corvette. So 63 and still working.
So Kings Mill, that's the over there in Williamsburg.
Yeah, it's a private community with a golf course. They have like a PGA or an LPGA event there every year.
The golf course is called Kings Mill.
Yeah.
It's right next to Busch Gardens, a little bit further down.
Was he like security or something?
No,
or
they have their own police department there.
Yeah, they don't bullshit, bro.
For the whole community?
Yeah,
for Kings Mill, yeah.
Oh.
When he retired, you know, from VRS, you know, he retired at 50. But obviously at 50, you can still work.
Hello. That's what I'm doing, yeah.
And but he still wanted to be a cop. But it was really hard for him to find a job that wasn't in VRS.
Right.
Yeah.
So Kings Mill was there, and they live in Mechanicsville still, and 40 minutes, and
dang,
made it work.
He worked there for 3 or 4 years. So
you get any free golf?
No, but when they were still owned by Anheuser-Busch, we used to get free beer.
Oh, well, that's even better.
Yeah. So you won't believe this shit. So my parents are divorced too, but my dad, you know, my biological dad, whatever, he worked at Anheuser-Busch for his whole life, for most of it, pretty much all his adult career. So he was a machinist, and he got his trade working at Brinco, which it's actually still in Petersburg. I don't know if they should call it Brinco anymore, but they used to make railroad bearings for, you know, railroad cars. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so he got certified or got his trade, and then he started working for Anheuser-Busch. So your dad, I'm saying, but yeah. So you always got beer tickets, and you got, you know, free passes to Busch Gardens and all that shit.
Christmastown was free. Now we have to pay for it, but
nobody's buying Bud Light anymore. So were you a Bud Light man?
I was, and they tried that in a small town. And now no one buys it.
Nope.
Damn. So what are you right now then?
Well, so right before I came to the academy, I had like some pretty bad, and even while I was in the academy, I had some pretty bad gallstones that I let go on way too long. And then so I have chronic pancreatitis, so I don't drink that much anymore.
Well, good for you.
To keep from being in the hospital.
Well, I'm sorry to hear about the pancreatitis. Damn, dude. What? Man, we were having fun, man. You fucking just made me feel sad, dude.
Oh, no, it's fine.
So, yeah, pancreatitis, man. So, yeah, that's the painful, isn't it?
Yep.
So, I mean, well, damn. So, when you do have that one beer, what would you drink? Coors Light?
No, I mean,
Truly.
just sticking with my truly.
He drinks a Wild Wolf, man.
I was gonna make a water comment about Coors Light, and then you had to come with real water without calling it. I don't know. It's probably stick to my roots and Busch Light in a camo can.
There we go.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, because I don't drink, but I
Bang for
mean,
your buck.
I drink a lot of Bud Light, Miller Light, Coors Light, the banquet beer, regular Coors.
Miller High Life, the champagne of beers.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, I think Modelo is number 1 now
Yeah,
in the United States.
I think, but trust me, throughout my 8 years in the Army, my liver got plenty of a workout. So
Yeah, so
I'm probably good.
Yeah, we're gonna get to the military too. So,
I can imagine.
all right. So Lee Davis.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. They changed the name. That's
The
right.
Mechanicsville High School.
That's right.
Is that what it is now?
Yep.
Yeah. It was
didn't know that.
General Lee and Jefferson Davis.
Yeah. They changed Fort Lee and Jeff Davis.
Yep.
Highway.
And
What was y'all's mascot? The Running Rebels back then.
no, so Stonewall Jackson, the middle school, was the Rebels, and
Yeah.
then Lee Davis was the Confederates.
Oh, really?
And
Wow.
we had at the beginning of the football games, we had a guy dressed up in a Confederate uniform that rode out on a white horse with the Confederate battle flag
Oh, hold on, dude. While you were in high school?
while I was in high school.
I didn't
mean,
think we were far enough south for that.
Yeah, we're laughing about it. I'm glad. You can see that needed to be changed. That's over the top.
That's
Great
a little much.
God. Yeah. But I tell people that shit. It's hard to believe. So you graduated in what?
2009.
God, hold up, dude. You tell me in 2009 that happened.
So in 2007, 2008, yep. And then they changed right before I graduated. They bought this like bulldog mascot where the bulldog was the mascot, but the school was never really changed to the Lee Davis Bulldogs. The bulldog just walked around.
Damn.
That's insane.
I'm a big. I've always liked history and stuff. But anyway, the point was, I think history needs to be realized and taught. But whatever. But yeah, I think I have to say that's over the top, man. Great God, man.
On the horse and everything.
Yeah, that's a little bit much. That's a little. I gotta say that. It's
Like the musket fires and
yeah, that's crazy. So
Game
I'm glad
starts.
they did do that because that's pretty rough. But anyway, I don't know how we got on that topic, but this is what happens on the show.
like Thomas Dale, just the knights.
The night, son.
Not too bad.
No,
we never
that's-
had a horse.
Should have had because no knight walks.
No.
Too much
It's kinda some
gear,
bullshit.
man.
Yeah. It's like A Knight's Tale,
Yeah, Knight's Tale.
in the movie.
All right, so you go to you graduate in 2009. Because what I was gonna say was in the 80s. People say, hey, we haven't made any progress. As on race or whatever else. I was like, in my lifetime, from the 80s to now, you can't imagine the difference.
Yeah.
And that's nothing compared to, like, let's say my mom, who's now 81, when she worked at Fort Lee or whatever hell it's called now, she could eat with minorities on the base, but couldn't eat with them off the base. It was different water fountains and stuff. So the military are always the first usher in, making things, make sure things are right. But yeah, so one of her best friends, Lucille, I won't say her last name, but yeah, they could hang out on the post together. But then if they went out off post to eat, they couldn't eat.
They couldn't eat together.
Yeah.
Jeez,
In
that's
her
crazy.
lifetime. That's crazy, man.
I know. She lived through all that.
Yeah. But anyway, all right, so 2009. So then you say you joined the military.
Yep.
What did you do right after high school?
Join the military.
Like, so you graduated and...
On my, so November 3rd,
Damn, this cat's good, bro.
2009,
Damn.
I joined the military.
So you've been out of school a couple months.
Yep.
Were you laying around and mom and dad like,
No,
get
so
off you?
I worked at Arby's.
Hell yes.
I worked at Arby's right next to the high school, and then I had taken up a security job, a second job, at King's Dominion seasonally. And then
Did you know a guy there named Claiborne?
I did not.
Okay, go ahead.
Who's that? No, okay,
yeah.
never mind.
He used to work security there, he said, back in the day.
Yeah. There was, I don't know. That could go off the rails quick. So,
All right, so you worked at Arby's and you worked at...
yeah, and I just, my brother went to college. My brother went to VCU, My parents kind of
Go
were like,
Rams.
hey, you going to college? You doing this, whatever? And I was like, no, I'm not doing any of that. From that point, I said, I'm going to be a cop. I said, I don't need to go to college. And then I got to thinking to myself, I'm like about to turn 18 years old, right? What am I going to do until I'm 21? And I was like, not work at Arby's, bro.
Yeah, hell yeah. That'd be a rough ride.
You don't want to manage an Arby's?
And so I just said, man, this is boring. Join the military. So I joined the military and then ended up doing 8 years there.
Well, hang on, hold on, man. Don't. Let's not just spit by the 8 years.
Yeah. What
So-
branch did you go into?
The Army.
Yeah, you went to the Army, and then what was your MOS or whatever?
I was a psychological operations specialist.
Hold up, dog. Wait a minute. So this is all a psychological game right now. You're just fucking with me, right?
I'm dead serious. 37 Foxtrot.
We're not even really here right now, man.
Yeah.
All right. So what does that mean? What does that entail? If you can talk about it.
Yeah, so I mean, it deals a lot with propaganda, what we would call here in America advertising and marketing.
That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of things that happen, there's not a lot of stuff that goes on state, for the states per se, but a lot of things that happen, we're just kind of setting up different means and stuff like that for people in the Middle East to kind of let Americans know, hey, this is what's going on. Whether, I know people that have created soap operas on a radio station, and the commercials on the soap opera were like IED tip lines and stuff like that.
Wow.
And then there's also, I know some guys that have just, special forces or infantry guys have a target and they kind of know what's going down, and people will drive through with a loudspeaker on Humvee and be like, if you don't get out of here in the next 15 minutes, you're going to be treated as hostile, So it's a wide,
Wow. A wide range of
wide range of things.
So covert and overt.
Yeah, kind of like mass communication, really, because then like Africa or Haiti, places like that, they would go and just use the loudspeakers, when we would bring doctors and stuff down there for like medical missions, to just say, hey, this way, you know what I mean? Hey, the doctors are over here, the line starts here, whatever. Okay. So I mean, it's used for a lot of different things, but really it's just kind of like an advertisement, right? It's the vehicle that's used for people to get, on the ground to either like put up flyers, posters, whatever, essentially being pro-American, taking down anti-American stuff and, trying to figure out what they're saying about us and basically use that message against them. So
the commercial thing, you guys were picking up on that, or you guys would send out?
No, so they made the whole soap opera series. That team of guys that I knew, they made the whole soap opera series from episode 1. And because that's a big thing, they listen to soap operas on the radio. So they made a soap opera and kind of, they knew people would listen to it. And so they put as their commercial was IED and counterinsurgency tip lines. So so basically they wanted to listen to the soap opera. They were going to continue to listen to the soap opera, just like me and you would probably continue to watch Big Bang. Yeah. Right. And,
Great show.
And with a theory that they're going to call.
Okay, I got you.
You know what I mean? And then that's gonna help.
Yeah,
make sure people don't get blown up or whatever.
Right.
The technical term they use is combat multiplier.
Huh. Damn. How come you didn't say? So you remember, like when you introduced yourself the first day?
Yeah.
You didn't say none of this shit.
Nope.
He's just like, hey, I'm McCulley. He just kind of sat there. I was like, anything else you want to add, sir?
Yeah. So
yeah, he's a pretty modest guy, man. That's pretty. I think that shit's pretty cool.
I know, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So I did that. I was, let's see, 2008, 2019, I joined. I got out after my first son was born in 2021, November 3rd. 2017. Yeah, 2017. So November 3rd, 2017 was my last day in the Army. I was right here in Virginia Beach at a reserve base down there. And that was kind of, my wife and I met in high school.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
And her dad was retired from the Air Force. And so she was in college. She was in college at Mary Baldwin in Stanton. And so it wasn't even like, not even like we were palling around during those like 4 years or whatever, because she was in college. I wasn't going to go to college.
Yeah.
And that was another part of like, hey, I'm going to join the military. Give me something to do. Mm-hmm. Kind of try to stay out of trouble with her and the law, right? At 18 years old, right? And so we talked about it, and we kind of made the agreement that she didn't want to live the active duty life again. Right. But I wanted to join the military, and so it didn't work out as I planned, but my kind of thought was, hey, if I join the reserves, mm-hmm. I don't really care, because I'll just go on every deployment that I can volunteer for, and I'll still be like active duty, and you'll still be at college. Yeah. It didn't work out that way, but it definitely had its perks. I mean, I had military insurance when my first kid was born.
Nice.
So my wife had to have a C-section, and I paid $107 for him to be born in Johnson Willis. So
yeah, that's good.
That was worth the commitment.
Well, I mean, also your service to your country, so we appreciate that for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So in between there, I had applied, multiple police agencies.
Was that your plan? Getting out? You were like,
well,
I'm going straight
when I was
into
in the reserves, I was like, hey, my plan is like, hey, so at 20 and a half, I started applying. And so I applied at multiple departments. And as I'm sure he can tell you, my personality is either like you have a similar personality to me and you like it, or you hate me. Like that's pretty much how it goes.
I know somebody else kind of just like that.
And
people either love me or hate me. You know that for a fact.
And so,
fuck 'em. That's true. Yeah. So that's cool. Yeah.
As I was younger, you know what I mean? My kind of mindset was a lot different. Mm-hmm. And so I would just tell people, like, I didn't know there was a time and a place. I would just say, like, now, when I interview for the job I have now, they ask you these questions, and you just kind of know, like, the answer to the question is whatever you teach me and whatever the policy is. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. And, one of the questions I got from another agency when I was 20 and a half, they were like, you're taking a guy to jail, and he starts like, they didn't have cages in the car, they transport in the front seat. Mm-hmm. They were like, he starts like spitting on you and blah, blah. They were like, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to stop on the side of the road. I'm going to pull that joker out of the car. Hold tight. I'm going to put every piece of, restraint equipment on him, and then put a spit hood on him.
Smart, man.
And the outcome, that obviously wasn't the answer they wanted.
Right.
And they wanted like the whatever the policy says we would do type of thing.
Yeah. And
I
guess you didn't get that job.
Yeah, I didn't get that job, and kind of what I was told, because I knew some people that worked there, was I was probably more suited for a more metropolitan department at that time.
Bingo.
Like probably kind of like P-Town or something like that.
P-Town represent. That's exactly what we would have done.
So
but they wouldn't have been in the front seat. But we did have cages taken out.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, well,
no cages.
Yeah, I mean, some agencies no cages and transport in the front seat.
Yep.
That sounds kind of That
sounds dangerous.
That sounds dangerous.
Yep. So I applied at multiple places, and then probably over 5 years, I never got a job.
It's hard to believe.
And so then I started working on computers. I got a job as a customer service person, and basically my personality was I was sick of waiting on IT people, and I was like, they can't be that smart. I started Googling stuff. I taught myself how to code, so I didn't have to wait on them anymore. And then kind of from there, I went, to different places doing software development and database engineering, and then
It's pretty awesome.
from there, I was like, hey, like I'm gonna have to work until I'm 70 or 80 years old. I'm gonna be stuck in COVID, right? I'm gonna be stuck in this room where I can't escape the asylum, and this isn't even what I wanted to do with my life. And I knew there was a large shortage of basically people willing to serve their community and be cops. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, I'll try now, and if I can't get a job now, then I know, like, hey, this isn't what I'm supposed to do, and here I am now. That's how I met him, and
that's it. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
So it all worked out.
All right, so
Now you're on the hill.
now you're on the hill, dog, and with Stone Cold and Freddie, or Chad, not Chad, Anthony. You said it to me, bro.
I did.
You're
Yeah.
looking at me like
I
he's gonna
brought that
slap
up.
me, man.
I ain't gonna do that.
But
I'll get folded up.
he said,
Did he
get stunned.
yeah.
Do you ever fold any of y'all up during training? Do you ever?
He folded up that easel a couple times.
I think you meant like DT and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Did he tussle with y'all at all?
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, and he always, he always wanted to pick me. DT
Oh,
was
come on, man.
DT was probably the funniest. So funniest
That's
thing.
probably true though. Yeah.
Funniest thing ever. So there's this guy that works there. What do you think? He's probably 400 pounds, 450 pounds.
Yep.
Good Lord.
Okay. So we go to do the culmination DT event where you have to actually fight people. And they said, he comes in there, he goes, hey, McCulley, you're going first. We got a surprise for you. And so kind of figuring out his personality, because that's probably 3/4 of the way through the academy. Mm-hmm. I was like, this Joker's going to like jump out from behind the wall or something crazy.
Right.
Oh, something crazy. All right. I walked through that back door and this dude's standing right there. He's like, I am going to mount you and you have to get up. I'm like, bro, I'm not going to be able to breathe.
Yeah, that guy's huge, man.
Did you set this up?
Taser.
Oh hell yeah.
Did anybody else go against this guy?
Oh yeah. But yeah,
But you were the first.
Yeah, I
You
was
the
the first.
McCulley, you're first. You got a surprise. Hey, I do miss that kind of stuff. That was fun. Yeah. But yeah.
And then after he set it up too. So after you don't know how to get this Joker off you, and then have to do some other stuff. I mean, you're winded,
Yeah.
And then he's like, now you have to arrest me. And he's like running all over the place and stuff. He's like, what you talking about, man? What you talking about, man?
What you gonna do? Get your hands on me, motherfucker.
And then meanwhile they have like metal. They're like, dun dun.
Flashing blue lights in there, man. Pitch
You guys are
black.
jamming music too.
Godsmack or some craziness.
Yep.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it's called the four corner drill, but it's a little more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just fight, you get somebody off, you stay in the fight, don't give up.
Right.
And then you de-escalate by apprehending the suspect. Yeah.
You have to put him in the.
T3, yeah. Take him down, control takedown to T3, handcuff him. Yeah. I mean, it's, and we got, the only people normally got hurt in that was the instructors.
Yeah.
I mean, and obviously we're not doing, I think it lasted maybe 2 minutes or so, but the other part of that is how exhausted you are after several, not even two minutes. Imagine chasing somebody, now you're fighting for 3 to 4 minutes and you're done. I mean,
Yeah.
you're not done, but you just got to stay in that freaking fight.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a good drill. Yeah, they tried to dummy it down a bunch of times, and we were like, "Nah, hell no, we're bringing it back."
That was towards the end, I guess.
That's their culmination of DT at the end of
It was probably like 3/4 of the way
Yeah.
through, probably somewhere around there.
The whole training is how long?
6 months.
Yeah, it's 27 weeks.
Yeah,
Well, I think it's longer now.
yeah, it might be longer. They're gonna add some time to it, and also hopefully add some PT to it, mandatory PT. I don't know if they've done that yet or not.
You did some of that, didn't you?
Yeah, I went to be a law fit instructor and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we try to do. It should be. I mean, this is a regional academy, so there's pushback, but without physical training, I mean, you'd have people coming in prior to when I started doing the coordinator spot, leaving the academy weighing more than when they came in with no PT. But, it's not the academy's fault itself. It's that, they got to convince 40 other agencies to agree. So the state's going to mandate it, I think, coming up.
Yeah.
Just like the military, or if you go to Chesterfield, it's mandatory PT. You go to Richmond, it's mandatory physical training.
Yeah.
Henrico, mandatory. Hanover, mandatory,
But just a few that kind of ruin it.
Yeah. People don't need to do no damn push-up.
Yeah.
Well, a push-up may save their freaking lives one day.
Yeah.
And I would say is don't let the first time you're really winded be when somebody's on top of you pounding your freaking head in.
And it's too late.
Yeah, and then you're going to panic. It's just fight or flight shit, and you're sitting there, you're nutted up, and that's it.
Yep.
Anyway, I'm going to start preaching on that shit. All right, so
You've heard enough of that.
I could probably tell you what he's about to say.
No, I believe that shit to my core. But anyway, it's what it is. I might make a special guest appearance there one day.
Uh-oh.
Stone Cold's back.
Bust through the door, some Diet Cokes.
Yeah, man.
Just let me be that. Make sure I'm there to play the theme song.
Ba-dun-dun-dun. All right, so we kind of jump, and then we're going to, so you met your wife now in high school. Mm-hmm. Y'all dated in high school,
Yep.
and then she's like, I'm going to college, I'm going to the military, and she's like, obviously it's a long distance relationship.
Yep.
How did y'all get back together? I mean, if you don't, you don't have to go into detail.
We never split.
Mm-hmm.
It was so during the time in the military when I was at Fort Bragg. She would come down to Fort Bragg.
Oh, gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like it was always an understanding of like kind of we're together, but it's also kind of like our time to live our lives in the sense of like where we're going to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we can, and I was lucky that I had the advantage because I wasn't in college. I wasn't tied down to anywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
I could go wherever I wanted and do it. She was stuck in Stanton, for 4 years. So,
All right, so then, so then you decide, hey, I'm going to get out of the military because you had your son or whatever.
Yep. So, I mean, really 8 years, that's kind of the point in time where you have to make a decision. It's either 20 or out now.
I got it. I was just curious.
And, that was around the time the rumors and stuff were coming around with Russia and all of that type of stuff.
Right.
And my son was born in June. I got out in November, so he was 5 months old.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool, though.
And I was like, I'm not playing this game anymore. Like, getting, 27 isn't that old, but in that, like,
I hope not.
in that type of environment,
sure,
you're getting
up there, right.
That's when you left with 27.
Yeah, I was 26 or 27. Yeah, somewhere.
Dang. Yeah, and then we know you taught yourself computers and then you got hired.
I guess you did that for 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, so I was there. Yeah, 3 years.
You should have been an actor, man. You got that look, man. You look like Clint Eastwood.
Talking about this man's look.
Get off my lawn.
Gran Torino.
Yeah, so
No, he has a animated face.
oh, yeah.
He has a look.
Yeah, you look.
I can see it. Hollywood, baby. This could be your kickstart right here.
Right here, man.
Right here.
This is your
Right
demo.
here on the hill.
This is your
Well, I don't leave people behind, so I'll bring y'all with me.
Oh,
damn
appreciate
right.
it.
Hell yeah. This happens there to like say, yeah, that's him.
Yep.
Just
Be
stone
your
cold.
bodyguard, son.
Yeah, bodyguard.
So now, what's it called when you try to get a role in a film or some shit?
Audition.
Audition. This is your audition, baby.
All right.
I'm getting old, man. I did that shit in class all the time too.
Forget
All
words.
right, I don't want to go back to that. All right, so you got 2 sons though, right?
Yep. So then my second son was born in 2019.
Damn, boy.
July. So, yep.
That's badass. So, I mean, can you talk about your sons and what their names are and stuff?
So, yeah, Liam is 6. Maddox is 4. Liam's going into first grade.
Dang, boy.
Next month. This is Maddox's last year of preschool. He'll be going to kindergarten next year. So
That's awesome.
That's badass, boy.
Yep. Yep, they're oil and vinegar,
Salt,
anyone
pepper.
that doesn't have 2 kids, you don't have any
No
kids.
kids. Nope.
Just know that what everyone tells you about that second kid hits different is 100% true. So my first kid is totally like my wife. She's mild-mannered, very matter-of-fact, very like scientifical. And from the day Maddox came out of the womb, he's been me. Like, he will take what he wants with brute force.
I want what I want.
You know,
That was your class motto, son. Yeah, that was from a song.
Yeah, I mean, so you know, but he's tough as nails too. So
That's it,
I
boy.
guess.
Like his
That sounds
dad.
like Megan and I.
Yeah.
My sister.
Yes, yeah. So
Sounds
he's
like the
more
go-
like his mom, and my daughter's more like me. She's
Yeah.
The rebel.
the rebel. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. Now, but she's calmed down some. She's actually, she's pregnant now. So
Well, you'll get to be a grandfather.
that's right. Grandpa Liberman dog
All that gray coming in.
coming for your ass. Don't mess with my grandkids.
GPSC.
Yeah. No shit. Anyway, all right. So you got your 2 kids. You got your Liam and Maddox.
Yep.
That's badass though.
So I know we're gonna get into this later, but I'm really into hockey.
Hang on,
And
dog.
so-
Slow down for a minute, man.
So
That's
well,
the
I'm
whole.
gonna tell you.
I'm
tell
messing
you-
with you.
Tell you how they got their names. So
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
So my last name is McCulley.
Hey, so you're a big hockey fan?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
a big hockey fan.
Who's your team?
Pittsburgh Penguins. And so
I won't say anything.
when Liam was born, it was the second of the back-to-back Stanley Cups in 16 and 17. I'm sitting on my couch and I'm literally yelling at him in my wife's stomach, because the Stanley Cup ends the middle of June. He was born June 19th. I'm yelling at her stomach. You better not come now. You better not come until this game is over. You at least 11 o'clock. They could win the cup tonight at least 11 o'clock before we have to go to the hospital. And so my wife tells me when we found out, we were having a boy, she goes, no hockey names. So a guy I'll talk about later, we've played hockey together for 10 years. And I said, I got him. I said, Herb Brooks from Miracle on Ice. I said, my wife doesn't know that much about hockey. So if I just say, hey, you know what I think a really cool name is? Brooks. And I had actually got her on board with Brooks.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
And he comes out of the locker room one day. She's like 6 months pregnant. And he goes, so you're naming your kid Herb Brooks after Herb Brooks of the 1983 Olympics when the United States beat Russia? Or, USSR at the time? From that point on, Brooks was off the table.
Oh,
So
he ruined it for you.
so I told her, the last name McCulley, I'm obviously Irish. And I said, if my kids can't be named after hockey players, they will come out of the womb with a Guinness in their hand. So,
Holy smokes.
so,
Damn.
So yeah, my Liam is Liam Michael McCulley, and Maddox is Maddox Quinn McCulley.
That's sweet, man.
And so I said, she kept up my ultimatum: hockey player or come out with a Guinness in their hand. And she picked the Guinness.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, when you said Maddox, I didn't know if you were like a Greg Maddox fan or something.
No.
Yeah. That's a cool name. Now I haven't heard that, Maddox, as a first name.
I taught a couple Maddoxes.
Really? Mm-hmm. That's pretty. Yeah. So what school would they go to?
So they go to Grove Christian School in Henrico.
Oh, okay, I got you. So you live in Henrico. All right. I'm trying to get all your
yeah, I
business.
live in Chesterfield, but
Gotcha. Yeah, because you work at a different agency. But I guess we'll talk about that in a minute. But so hang on. So how does a cat from Mechanicsville know how to play hockey, man? What's up?
I mean, just watch it on TV and then say, just like Cat learn how to play football. What do you say? You come in and you say, hey, Dad, I want to play football.
Yeah, well, football's a little more accessible. And now, if you were up there, if you're from if you lived in the Northeast or something, yeah, or whatever, the North.
So why Pittsburgh?
He's a Steelers fan.
No, so when Crosby got drafted.
Oh yeah.
I was kind of like on the fence. I just watched hockey. I didn't really have a team.
Yeah.
But, that was like generational, talent coming to the NHL for the first time since Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And so it was obviously, Sid Novi.
Yeah.
And, you know, my sister was in the military. You know, my dad was a cop. We were kind of up on current events and everything. And I was like, there is no way I'm spending the rest of my life rooting for some superstar from Russia.
Yeah.
So I said before the draft lottery even came out, I said, wherever Sid goes, that's my team.
That's fair.
And Sid went to the Penguins, and I've been a Penguins fan ever since.
But you're
I am a Capitals fan, so there's that.
One cup.
I mean, I'll take it.
Yeah, that's not bad though.
I got to watch it.
All right, so I guess really what I was trying to say was like, you've been to some of the games too.
Yeah. Frankie, my wife, her dad used to have season passes all the time.
Nice.
We would go, I mean, at least twice a year.
Yeah,
It was awesome. That whole environment is, that's really what put me on to hockey. I mean, we watched it when it was on.
Yeah, we used to,
Growing
when
up.
you were younger, we'd watch the Philadelphia. Yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
they were hitting back then, it seemed like.
And then once I met Frankie, I think my first Caps game was my freshman year at VCU, and after that, I was hooked.
Hooked, yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Once you see it live, you're like, God damn, these boys are hitting.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. I've never been to. Well, they used to have a team here, Richmond Renegades.
Yep. So one of my wife and I's first date.
Really?
I almost got kicked out of a Renegades game. Yeah.
All right, we got to hear this.
Oh, it's just, you know, normal, you know, it used to be, you know, the Renegades, you know, the East Coast Hockey League, if you listen to like podcasts or stuff from NHL players, they call it the jungle or the jungie, you know, because you know, it's basically you show up to a fight and a hockey game breaks out. You know, that's kind of the reputation the coast has. And so that was at the Renegades game, and guy got his lunch fed to him pretty good, and we were sitting right by the visitors' locker room, and he was trying to act all tough, and I just yelled across the glass, you know, I don't know something along the lines of like, you got your ass beat, or you know, something like that, and the RMC guy was like, there's a kid right in front of you, and I'm like, he probably hears it at school. You know what I mean? Like, you know, but he was kind of butthurt that I said a cuss word.
Oh, damn.
At a hockey game?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit, yeah.
Pretty soft.
There's a couple stories though like that where,
Yeah.
you know, there was a bar down in Virginia Beach on Thursdays. They have $1 well and $1 taco, and I mean, so for $20, man, you can go there, get hammered,
You get 10 tacos.
and be full, you know.
Get a meal and tacos.
And they would say, they told one of my buddies, they were like, this is a family establishment, you know, because he was pretty hammered, like he was going off the deep end. And I looked at the owner of the place, I was pretty hammered too, and I said, what kind of family establishment is right outside a military base that has $1 well and $1 tacos, and you think this isn't going to happen?
Yeah.
Like
You asked for this.
yeah, you know, they have some guy like he was wearing he had like an American flag guitar playing country music. I'm like you are literally marketing to the epitome of America, and what do we like to do? Drink.
Yeah.
Drink and talk smack. Yeah.
Eat cheap food.
All right, so I guess what I was getting around to was, all right, so yeah, if you want to play football, you know, obviously you sign up, but there are football, baseball, soccer, whatever is big here, but hockey's not a big sport. So I'm saying, how did you learn how to skate and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, so you know, they have where I lived at Mechanicsville Skateland or whatever. I started playing roller hockey there.
Gotcha.
And then from there, people there played ice hockey, you know, and they have the rinks in Short Pump and Johnson Willis. And so, yeah. I mean,
how popular is that for kids or whatever?
I would say it's pretty popular. So popular that when I played men's league before, you know, when I didn't work overnight, the games were at 10, 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah, but I mean, this is a whole league and dudes out there.
Yeah. Yep.
Can y'all hit and stuff?
It's no check. Some people confuse that with no contact.
Yeah. You just can't knock somebody off their skates.
And you know how I push the rules?
Yeah.
So
It's kind of like flag football.
yeah, it's
No tackling, but you know, somebody's always going to get dumped.
So you can
right.
Hey, hold on. We got to take a time out. kitchen pass getting ready to get snatched.
Nope. Got to figure out. My kids are worried about where the Scooby Doo movie is.
I got you,
No.
dog. Come on, dog.
That's
I'm messing
important.
with you, man. So when I first came a cop, a lot of the guys that were military, a lot of cops back then were military, mostly military. So I graduated college, and they're like, I almost didn't get hired. But now they want, things change a lot. But anyway, Garrett Robinson, he was, I don't think, he may have retired from the military, but I think he might have just worked in there 10 years. But anyway, a couple older guys that I was in the academy with, and they worked in Petersburg. And he would say that shit all the time. Let me gotta get you that kitchen pass, son. That's where it came. I mean, I'm sure it's a common term, but that's where I always loved it, man.
So,
All right, so you did that and stuff, and then you played like adult league hockey.
Yep.
What did your wife think about that?
So, I mean,
Is she a hockey fan or not?
Yeah. So my wife's family's from Massachusetts.
Oh, damn. That's what I'm talking about, right.
so
And my wife's from Michigan, so I'm saying
so
that.
they're into it. I mean, I can be a little too intense sometimes, and one time, like my nephews were there, and someone got the business, and my wife has never came ever since.
That was it for.
Yeah. So,
Well, thank goodness for our wives, man.
Yep. So,
Keep us
Don't know where we
straight.
end up. No, I work with the guy who plays hockey, Brian. I don't want to say his last name, but do you know Brian?
I know a lot of Brians.
Starts with an L.
Yep.
Oh, wait, I do have a picture. This guy?
Oh no, I don't know.
Okay, never mind. I just figured the hockey community has become
Yeah, it's pretty
kind of
small.
small. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
especially in
small.
this area.
But yeah.
All right, so you I guess you got to talk about the agency, because how the hell are we going to talk about the league? So you tell us about the hockey league and stuff.
So now that I'm a cop, right? I don't play. The league there is called in Richmond. It's called Hockey Night in Richmond.
Real original.
And
Damn, dude, you're like a damn mass media cat, man. You can't fix that shit.
so that's where I used to play.
I'm messing with you. I'm sorry. Yeah.
But most of the games, because the kids and figure skating and all that uses the same ice, most of the games 10, 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Well, if I work days, I have to get up at 4:30 in the morning. I'm not playing a hockey game at 11 o'clock at night.
Right.
Yeah.
And if I work nights at 11 o'clock at night, I'm at work.
Right.
But so someone that I work with, Matt Dobbs,
Dobbs.
came up with.
Did you?
Yeah, he was in the academy. Yeah.
Yeah, came up with this idea, the Prince George Patriots. Got my shirt on right here.
I didn't realize that's at Prince George. I used to work in Prince George.
Yeah, so it's a group.
Yeah. He was a teacher in Prince George. Go ahead.
Oh, nice.
Now
So
Now I do HVAC.
did you bring us a freaking T-shirt, dude? What's up?
I will get you a T-shirt.
Nah, go ahead. All right. We're looking for a sponsor. No, I'm kidding.
So basically,
They need a sponsor. All right, let's be real.
it's a group of law enforcement officers from Henrico, Chesterfield, Virginia State Police,
Damn.
Henrico Sheriff's Office, Hanover Sheriff's Office, and Prince George Police. And so we're all cops, and we play other first responder and military teams.
All right, so of every agency you just named, they're part of y'all's team from Prince
Correct.
George. Prince George Patriots. Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yep.
Do you guys play out of Prince George?
So
I guess you guys
we
bounce
usually
around.
play in Powhatan, Easton. Kind of, that's a small rink. We usually play 3-on-3 there, but we've kind of outgrown that small facility.
I think you used to wrestle over there.
Yeah, I was gonna say I used to
Yeah,
wrestle. There's a back
so-
room they would have us wrestle in. It was like 90 degrees and
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of, Matt knows a lot of people. And so between all those agencies, people, even in the law enforcement world, even though there's a lot of cops in the Metro Richmond area, you know somebody that knows
Right.
somebody
Right.
everywhere.
yeah.
Yeah.
Even after a short time, right? I could call someone, today and say, hey, do you know someone that's here? And they'd be like, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, take our academy class, for example.
Yeah.
There's 13 different agencies there. I
Right.
think.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in 13 agencies, I can make a phone call, so that's kind of how it works. But so realistically, the goal of the hockey thing that Matt put together was, our job as cops is to provide for the community, provide a safety for the community and be a part of the community. And so really what he's done with it is we've had a lot of different charity events. We've raised, over $325,000 over the last year.
Wow. $325,000.
Yep.
In a year.
I thought the man was going to say $325. I'll be like,
No, nope. So
300. I'd say $325,000. Yeah. What was some? I mean, can you talk about the charity?
Yeah. So the ALS Foundation.
Right.
Someone that was real profound, and one of our coworkers, he died from ALS.
Wow.
So that was kind of our first charity game, and
That's awesome.
That was at the Powhatan Ice Den last October. It was kind of like the first charity game. So that's going to be an annual thing. And so we're coming up on that again, October 14th at Skate Nation in Short Pump.
Okay.
And all the proceeds benefit the ALS Foundation and Team Papa Perv. So for Mike Purvis, who's, he passed away from ALS. Recently, we've done a lot of cool stuff for the Katie Thine Memorial Fund. For those of you that, people listening that don't know, she was a Norfolk police officer that got killed in the line of duty. She got ran over. And so she had a small daughter at the time. Her daughter now, Reagan. We had a charity game for her at Powhatan a couple months ago, and kind of our goal was to raise enough money for her other mom and now stepmom to be able to take her to Disney World for Christmas.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And so we were able to do that with the Peninsula Irons, who's a group of firefighters from the Tidewater region. And then so just last month we played the Peninsula Irons again at Chesapeake. And the Patriots, we got a sponsor to cover the ice rental. And so usually we pay towards, the donation, to whatever the event is, but we also have to pay for the ice. And so we all pay for that as a team out of our own pockets.
Wow.
And so because we didn't have to pay for ice out of our own pockets this time, we were able to give Reagan $500 to go to Disney World for spending money.
Good.
And so that's kind of been a thing for us, is really, as much as we take care of our community, but the community also means, people that have lost their loved ones because they made the ultimate sacrifice in this job. And that's really what we try to do for Reagan as a team.
Right.
That's pretty cool.
That is awesome.
Yeah. So when we get off, I don't know if you need to talk to Dobbs, but anyway, what I'm getting around to is on the whatever link, we'll put these information on there for the team also.
So, and then
for the two.
You guys have a website or anything with?
They do everything through Facebook.
Okay.
And then so September 9th here at Chill Ponds again in Yorktown, we're playing a group of military people from Carolina. And so a deputy from a surrounding jurisdiction who has retired. He retired from a department and then, went to work as a deputy part-time, kind of gave his whole life to the Blue Line, and just got a pretty devastating diagnosis that he has stage 4 pancreatic cancer and has months to live. He only has basically chemo keeping him alive.
Right.
And so we're raising money at that game specifically for him and his family.
Wow.
So that's kind of what we do. We kind of know whether it's, hey, this person with, cancer, or this person with ALS, or this person, their mom was a cop and they lost their mom to making the ultimate sacrifice for the job, or you've sacrificed for the community for 35 years.
Right.
And now you go to retire and you have months to live because, you have stage 4 cancer. That's kind of,
No, that's awesome.
That's kind of the mission of the team is to kind of take and give back to our community through our love for playing ice hockey.
Well, I was going to say, it's cool that it's two things at once. It's
Yeah.
You guys all have an appreciation for the line of work that you do, and you have an appreciation for hockey too.
Yep. And it's also, just since I've been on the team, I've met obviously people that I didn't know, from other agencies, and just kind of how many times we've had to come, we've needed something from one of those agencies on the team, or one of them have needed something from us. And it's just a quick text message in the Patriots hockey group chat. Hey man, is anyone from here working tonight? Yeah, man, what do you need?
Yeah.
And that also, through a hockey team, even at work, is good for our community, because we're able to
you never
kind of get
that.
some resources and stuff like that, maybe get delayed going through, a lot of, different computers and emails and flyers and all that, Hey man, I'm looking for a gold minivan. It should be coming your way. All right, cool.
Yeah,
hey man, I got your minivan. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's all just through, us bonding over two mutual things, right? Our job, and we like to play ice hockey.
Yeah, no, that's it, man. That's I didn't realize it was that in depth. Yeah. So when you gonna say something else?
Well, no, I was just thinking, like, I think we talked about a little bit last podcast, or with Dr. Greenberg, how cops from different counties or different, like sheriff's department versus the police department can butt heads sometimes. Yeah. And you guys are all from different departments coming together. And I'm sure, I know this from sports teams or going to college. It's like you meet a group of people and you're real tight, but once you separate, like when you left the academy, I'm sure there's people you talk to every day that you haven't talked to in weeks or maybe since then. Yeah. But now you guys would probably never see each other outside of hockey, but
correct.
You guys get to talk to each other. Probably. Yep. Do you guys practice like weekly or monthly?
So we practiced at Powhatan Ice Den pretty frequently during the winter, but kind of ice is very expensive to maintain, and so they take it down every April, somewhere between March and May. They take the ice down for the winter. Okay. Yeah. Or for the summer.
Right. It's hard to keep it, yeah.
Yeah, and then so they'll put it back up. So, I mean, ice time is really expensive.
I bet.
So, between games and all of our work schedules, right? We're not all on the same shift. We're not, So, yeah, when we can get together, usually at Powhatan Ice Den, they do us a good deal, to come out there and practice or whatever.
Yeah. That's awesome.
But rarely will you see kind of like all 20 of us together, right? Because someone has to work. I mean, you think about it. You can have a game on a Saturday afternoon, but someone's sleeping because they work Friday night, or you know what I mean? Or
you just never know.
I work at night now, and my kid has baseball games and stuff like that at 9 o'clock in the morning. I get home at 8 o'clock in the morning. I go to my kid's baseball game or whatever. Well, then at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm asleep, because.
No, that's what it is. Yeah.
So.
I mean, that's it, man. I think that's it. Yeah. I mean, obviously, you want to help the community, and by being an officer, not to mention the sacrifice you could potentially make, number one, the ultimate sacrifice of your life, but also the sacrifice you make every day. And that's one thing Greenberg said I thought was cool, was like an officer, dies a death of 1,000 cuts, and they're getting cut every day. I thought that was probably cool.
Yeah.
Probably get ready to wrap this up soon, man. We're rolling, babe. This is a world record. But I mean, we started off joking about stuff. I had no idea, the extent of the league and the movement of what you guys are doing, this fundraising. But you'll never go wrong doing, serving other people, period. And the fact that you guys get together, I mean, it through different agencies, you meet different people, and that joy and that love for mankind, it gets multiplied out. I think we said this in the academy, like when you were a kid, back in my day, you might know 10 people and then so forth, and you wonder how much of an impact you can make being one person in a small community. But now, because of social media, you could impact 1 million people. Yeah. Good or bad. In this case, let's think about the good. So, I mean, we definitely want to get the information out there. And we probably need to get Dobbs on here sometime, too.
Yeah,
to have him
for
on
sure.
here.
Because, I mean, he before he was a cop, he ran a business. He was kind of the sole guy on his business. He's
right. Yeah.
He's a mastermind marketer. And, really without him, Prince George Patriots would be a group of jokers who showed up for a skate with no one there, paid their $25, did nothing, but just kind of went out for an hour skate and drink some beers in the parking lot when you were off.
Hey,
without Matt, we wouldn't have raised $325,000. I mean, the guy spends not only the sacrifice that he makes in his job every day,
right,
but also when he gets off work and he goes and hangs banners at different various locations, prints out, with his own money from Staples and stuff like that to print out flyers to put them up some places to say, hey, this is who we're raising money for this month. This is when the game is this month. Hey, can I get, hey, so-and-so, I know this guy that owns a business. Can I get some money for ice? Can I get some money for jerseys? Can I get some money for this?
Yeah,
because I'd rather, he'd rather us put, our money, he'd rather that go to the family because he knows that's all of our intentions rather than, hey, if you can give us, $300 for jerseys, I can promise you my guys are going to give this charity $900.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, he needs to become a follower of On the Hill, man.
Yeah.
Need to get him on the show.
He needs to come on the hill.
Yeah. He's not nearly as good looking as you, dude. He ain't bad looking.
Could be too much hockey.
He ain't bad looking though.
He's kind of a cute fella, but that's cool, man. And I know we joke about, but and I guess we're kind of wrapping up with this is, in a job like this, and we joke a lot to get through these moments,
Absolutely.
You see terrible things all the time, and people are like, those guys, what's wrong with those guys? But you'll find that in nursing, EMS, firefighters, military, police, got some of the some people say sick sense of humor, but the bottom line is, there's no other way to get through this stuff but to have some fun. In fact, I was listening to a podcast today, and they said, and we talked about this in the academy too, was, the ultimate level of respect, the ultimate level of expression is through play. Yep. I just thought about that. And play through sports, but also play in life. The guy on the podcast was talking about Jordan Peterson, but he was talking, this was Saad Gat, but he was talking about him and his wife have been together forever. But the fact that they can play with each other and laugh and joke, so through play, you guys are giving back to these people, man. And your community. Of course, there's a time and place too to how we talk sometimes, but that can get you in trouble too. But
that's what I like about the Hill, is I just met you, and I was kind of he didn't tell me much about you, but the class clown thing came across, and I noticed that right off the bat. I'm sure many people don't know all this about you too.
No,
all the stuff that you guys do.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and it's cool because, like I said, I just met you in military. You went into that just straight out of high school to serve your country, and then you went straight into eventually got into law enforcement to serve your community, and now you guys are doing this in your free time. It's just.
And I would say the big thing is like culture, right? I said this in the academy. It was probably one of the few things that I did say that was rather serious or wasn't a joke. Was people regularly say, hey man, you worked on computers, why are you a cop? Mm-hmm. Well, granted, I grew up around my dad who was a cop.
That's right.
But also at 18 we're very young and being an adult, and so I grew up in a culture where it was everyone's banded together, everyone's got your back for the most part.
For the military, right?
And there's the little hanky-panky stuff that goes on back and forth, right? But then when I went into corporate America, it was the complete opposite.
That's right.
Everyone was there to stab you in the back. And so along with the service, the culture that I grew up in as an adult,
right?
I knew that this was I can't go back in the military. You know what I mean? I knew this was the only place, from my dad and my friends that were cops, where I was going to find that culture. Yeah. And that goes back to to Greenberg saying, hey, we search for the culture. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is the culture. And that's what I miss in my stepdad, he was a firefighter and a fire chief, as a matter of fact, for Air National Guard base in Sandston. But we talk about that too. We missed that part of that camaraderie.
Right.
And And that's something that unless you're part of it or seen it or whatever, it's hard to explain for people, but it becomes part of who you are, But I'm glad. I can see where you're coming from. In fact, we won't really go into detail, but you and I had that same kind of conversation one night at the academy.
Yep.
And you didn't know me from Adam, but you're like, hey man, can I ask you something? And we had the same talk about corporate world versus law enforcement or firefighter or the military, and it's two different things.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. But I think the community's lucky to have you as part of it, man. So I appreciate that. Yeah, because when he first got in the class, I'm like, this motherfucker ain't gonna make it.
A lot of people have that same sentiment.
Yeah, but I was try to be a harsh judge of people at that level. It's not really who I am. That's just the role I played. And talking about the culture, I had supposed to play that role.
Right.
But I never rooted against anybody. But I think you're obviously you're doing great, and that's okay. And continue to be you can never be the savior, man, unless you're you're willing to take risk and be like a jokester, man.
Correct.
Yeah.
You gotta be a fool before you become the savior, man.
Yeah.
That's what
you can be both.
You can be both. Not saying you're not Jesus Christ, but you're doing pretty good. So
yeah,
but you need to get mad on here, I guess, and
yeah.
If he can. And one more thing, there's nothing we said on here that I think that so we never plan this freaking thing out. We just do it, and we've done that every single time, and there's a risk involved, and inherent risk in that. But I know your chief, and I know damn well that if he ever even watches this, I'd love to have him on here. But I think he'll love it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's nothing said that was was bad.
It was all clean.
Yeah,
good stuff.
The only person cursed was me, I think. So, but I'm retired.
Well, it's usually me.
We're allowed to curse.
He's about to pull up some porn or something here on YouTube or something.
No, I think this is the only appropriate way to end this podcast episode right here.
Let's see what it is.
I think this is it.
This is it. We should have started it with this.
This is how
honestly.
we're going to end on the hell, right? That's how we're going to end.
Do you have a motto for this podcast?
Damn, I drawn a blank, dude.
Because Stone Cold said so, man.
That's it. Okay.
That's it.
Because Stone Cold
Bingo.
said so.
Bingo.
Bingo. That's always the one right there.
Bingo.
And I think I've just left my mark on the hill.
You did.
Man. Yeah, man.
316.
All right, so
Stone Cold.
Stone Cold.
All right, so I guess that's it, brother.
Yeah, follow us wherever you listen to podcasts, Spotify, Apple Music. Follow us on Facebook. We're going to link your Facebook page in the bottom so people can find those hockey game dates and come out and support the Prince George Patriots. And we'll see you guys next time on the Hill.
Peace.
Thank you for listening to On the Hill. Like, subscribe, and follow us wherever you listen to your podcasts. See ya.